morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Increase Your Income with Cigna in 2025 with AIM's Don Erickson and Cigna's Doug Bradt. Today's webinar will be recorded and then later posted on our website. This does mean that all attendees will be automatically muted so that we get a quality recording. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat box, and we'll try to answer them throughout the presentation. But if we're unable to get to all the questions, we'll have a member of our marketing team reach out to you individually to make sure you get that answered. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join us for our next webinar on Tuesday, October 7th at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Join AIM's Chris Chamberlain for the Power of the Cross-Sell by registering at yaim.com/training. And with that, I'll hand it over to Don so that we can go ahead and get started. Take it away, Don.
Thank you, Jordan. Welcome, everyone. Nice fall weather here in Yakima. Don Erickson here with AIM, joined today with special guest Doug Bradt. He is going to take us through the full lineup of Cigna's portfolio and actually their new branding, the name coming up. It's not going to be their full portfolio. I don't think we can get through it all today, but I know we're going to go through hospital indemnity, Medicare subs, dental, probably some other stuff, but the rebranding, the new name, it's going to be kind of fresh, so we want to kind of get started with that. With that, Doug, welcome and kind of take it away for us.
Fantastic, Don. Thank you, Jordan. I really appreciate the opportunity to join you guys today. I'm actually in beautiful Hilton Head, South Carolina, so quite a bit away from you, but great opportunity to sit and chat with you guys a little bit about Cigna and kind of what we're doing leading into AEP as well. So again, my name's Doug Bradt, Regional Vice President with Cigna. Let's kind of address the elephant in the room, if you want to call it that, right? So I always like to, from a sales perspective, let's handle the objections before they come up. I know this is generally cause for some concern among the insurance industry experts, but I want to tell you this has been an absolutely phenomenal move for us over here at Cigna Medicare Supplement. Cigna sold or divested the Medicare division, which included us. The primary reason for the sale was our Medicare Advantage division. We were kind of the cherry on top, but they sold us to HCSC for $3.7 billion. Gang, let me put it in perspective for you. Working in large corporate America, anytime you wanted to make changes at Cigna, let's just kind of take this and get a good visual. It's almost like turning the Titanic in a bathtub, right? So we're excited. We're going to be far more nimble here at Cigna MedSup now. We're going to be the largest member-owned health insurance company in the United States. We're not going to be beholden to Wall Street or shareholders anymore as well. So that's going to be a huge benefit for the consumer as well as you guys for the agents. Our revenue at HCSC, $54 billion in revenue last year. This transition has catapulted us from the 6th largest MedSup carrier in the country to number 3. We're really right on the heels of number 2. If we continue the growth that we've had this year into the second quarter of next year, we feel like we're going to surpass number 2, which is Mutual of Omaha out there. So, gang, we're going to be a reliable source for you in the MedSup market and Sup Health market for a long time coming. I like the same people, same product, just different logo. So we're going to be evolving our new logo. Our Medicare Advantage team has already embraced the logo as of now. But for us on the Sup side, because we've got multi-charters in a lot of different states, it's going to take a little bit longer. But we're going to be evolving to the new HealthSpring logo. Gang, this is exciting as well. We did all sorts of focus groups on the name HealthSpring. HealthSpring was an old Cigna name as well, so they sold the name to HCSC as well. So it's been a fantastic transition, new colors. We're going to be super vibrant in the marketplace, and I can promise you, before all these changes hit the consumer, you guys as agents and partners will have plenty of information well in advance, FAQs, all sorts of stuff to arm you with all the proper information as the customers might be giving you a call and as you want to introduce the new name to your existing book of business and some of your new folks as well. So we're excited about the HealthSpring name. I hope you guys are as well. That doesn't change our mission, right? So our mission will continue to be to improve health and vitality of those we serve. Gang, we're going to walk you through this presentation today. I want you to kind of step away with 3 different words at the end: simple, affordable, predictable. Those are some of the consistent themes that you're going to see amongst a lot of our Sup Health product line, as well as MedSup. You'll hear me utilize that term as we continue to walk through this presentation as well. So our value, kind of with them, what's in it for you? All of our policies are guaranteed renewable for lifetime. I know that's not huge. It doesn't jump people out of their chairs, but we are getting back to our fast policy issue times. Average turnaround time 3 to 5 days. We know in the past this year we haven't hit those numbers, and the reason we haven't hit those numbers is we've had unprecedented growth that I'm going to talk to you about on the next slide. With that growth, we are in process of staffing up right now. We're bringing 130 new folks back into our department from a claims perspective, policy processing, contracting, agent resource. We want to make sure that you have the tools and services needed to compete out there in the marketplace, so that we jump into AEP, very capable of handling any issues that are out there. Gangs, we've seen the industry evolve. We're evolving with the industry as well. COVID's really changed the go-to-market strategy for a lot of agents. We want to make sure that we're evolving with you as well, making sure you have the phone sales capabilities to write business on the telephone, WebEx, however you're choosing to go to market, and we want to make sure that we can embrace that with you as well. So I mentioned unprecedented growth, right? So our MedSup, just to give you an idea, we're issuing about $2 million a day in MedSup business. I mean, put that in perspective. Those numbers are astronomical. We're going to continue to grow our MedSup. As of July 31st, our MedSup sales more than doubled our prior year. That's not even including AEP, where we do such a high percentage of volume in AEP. We're going to talk to you about our dental, vision, and hearing. This has been the most exciting product rollout we've had in the history of our organization. We're up 20% over the prior year. We've come to market with a new refreshed hospital indemnity plan that we're going to talk to you about as well. That product refresh has really quadrupled the business that we've done in this marketplace. I'm going to talk to you guys a little more in detail about that as well. And then our accident, one of the most popular traditional Sup Health products that are out there with Cigna, real simplified, easy accident plan to write from an agent perspective. So we're excited about our growth. We want to continue that with you guys with these value partnerships that that we have here on the telephone today. Gang, this is more of a rhetorical question. If we were in person, we'd have a lot of conversation about this, but because we're in this type of setting, it always makes it a little more difficult. But why cross-sell, right? So we got the obvious reasons we cross-sell. Penetrate the household with additional product line, right? That's one reason. We're not philanthropists, right? We have an opportunity to earn a far above average income while helping people. So the more products that we sell in the household, obviously the more money that's being made, but we're really here to address the exposures in the insurance portfolio. So you want to make sure that you're cross-selling your customers, you're maximizing your opportunity while you're in that household, because if you don't do it, guess what? The competition is going to come in the back door and do it for you. So I always say big reason to cross-sell is kind of stiff arm the competition, slam the back door, make sure that you're doing your due diligence as an insurance professional and addressing all the exposures that they have in their insurance portfolio. And we believe at Cigna, now HealthSpring, that we've got the great product portfolio to help you do that. We'll talk about our core MedSup product today. We're going to talk about our DVH. We do have a flexible choice cancer, heart attack, and stroke plan. If there's interest in any of these additional products, I'm going to defer you to Cigna for Brokers. We've got some great online training. We've got live training that you can attend as well. So we're going to train you as you want to be trained. These meetings are more of a kind of high level, get you excited about our product line, and then I always defer you to Cigna for Brokers to really do deep dives into each one of these products. We'll go over our Choice Hospital Indemnity Plan. We're not going to talk to you today about accident, but I highlighted it because it's a really neat little product, simple, easy to write. And then individual and whole life, we've got a whole life product that's out there as well for a pivot and cross sell. Gang, as you get used to Cigna, I'm going to tell you, this is your cheat sheet. This is the product availability chart that we use. It's super interactive, right? This is relatively new to us. We had kind of a one-pager or two-pager that people would print and keep on their office desk. Now this is a link that you can save in your favorites, utilize it as your cheat sheet for Cigna and all the products that we have. It's going to break down the products by state. You're going to get a really cool map. So whatever state you're selling in or you want to sell in, you click that state, it's going to open up. It's going to be interactive. It's going to show you all the products that we offer in that state. What are the discounts for MedSup and so on. So please utilize our product availability chart. That link is on cignaforbrokers.com. So that's going to be available for you guys to utilize. And Don, I think I've sent it to you in the past. We can cascade it to you again. And if you need to get it out to the folks, happy to help with that as well.
Yeah, Doug, that piece right there, you're talking simplicity. I tell you what, I've used that piece myself. I don't know how many times already, just from you getting it to me. If agents, if you guys need that piece, we can get it out to you in a heartbeat. But it's saves so much time. You click on the state. I mean, if you go back to it, Doug, you can see that it's like, you go to the state, it tells you what the state is. It tells you what the household discounts are. I think it has all the products. It shows right on the page for that state. I'm telling you what, this piece was put together perfectly. I mean, it's a great piece to have. It gets you right where you need.
Absolutely. Again, it lends towards our simplistic approach, right? Simple, affordable, predictable. Another thing that kind of cascades in that environment as well. So yeah, we're excited about it. I want all you guys to get familiar with it, Don. If you ever need another version of it, just let me know. But again, we've got this on Cigna for Brokers. Let's take a look at our MedSup. Our MedSup is our core product, right? So that's going to be our core product over here at Cigna, now HealthSpring. Here's the product availability. I don't ever envision us being in that northeast quadrant, New York, Massachusetts. Those are the only two states that we don't have a value prop in. I will tell you guys that we're the leading value prop in 35 different markets right now, which has been phenomenal for us. Really, it's lent to our growth in this space. And the reason being, we're going to talk about that here on subsequent slides, but we've got a great supplemental product suite we can go to market with. So we do multi-charter. By doing multi-charter, it allows us to maintain high level of competitiveness and relevance in each market. So if we've got a charter that's getting stale, or a market that's getting stale, taking on rate increase because of adverse claims experience, not getting enough fresh blood in there because the premiums aren't super competitive. What we do is we go in and refresh product, right? We're going to refresh that charter in that state. We're doing, 15 to 20 product refreshes a year to make sure that we can maintain that high level of affordability and competitiveness in the market. So our strategy will continue to leverage those charter refreshes, right? We're going to do more frequent state refreshes. We're going to focus on reaching 25% of the Medicare eligible population for MedSup. We firmly believe 1 in 4 folks should have a MedSup, and that's again incumbent upon us as insurance professionals to make sure we're doing our due diligence to identify folks that want flexibility, freedom of choice. They want the consistency with a premium and not the unknown that you get in Medicare Advantage. We're seeing MOOPs now going upwards of to, $10, $11, $12,000. I always say it doesn't take Zig Ziglar to sell a zero premium Medicare Advantage plan, right? No knock on Medicare Advantage. I've got 2 senior parents, an 86-year-old dad. He's in a Medicare Advantage plan. My mother at 80 is in a MedSup. So it's just different for each one. One likes flexibility, freedom of choice. The other one, my father's super healthy, plays golf 4 or 5 days a week. He's not necessarily in that where he feels he needs to be in a MedSup. But we're going to continue to focus on affordability. We're going to borrow a line from Vegas. We've gone all in on our combined household discount strategy. You're going to see that as we continue, as you continue to get familiar with Cigna. That's where the light bulb goes on in your head. When you got a Cigna account, it's going to be multi-policy in a household, husband and wife, spouse, whatever the situation may be. It might even be a brother living with a sister, whatever that situation may be. That's going to be a good fit for us. We're going to continue to add high deductible G plans in more states. So we want you as agents to rethink routine, right? It's not unusual that someone would jump on a high deductible G plan. You can pivot and cross-sell that into a hospital indemnity plan for cheaper than you would get in a standard G plan. So there's a lot of cool, creative things that you can do with those high deductible plans. A lot of folks are aging into Medicare. They're coming off these group plans. They're used to co-pays and co-insurances. So we don't want you to be scared to sell those high deductible plans. Folks are already fairly familiar with it. And you know, if they're comfortable with those co-pays and co-insurances, I always say, don't make the decision for the customer. Here's our product suite highlights, right? So multi-policy household discount, Cigna Healthy Rewards. We borrowed this from our Medicare Advantage brethren, if you want to call it that. We know the more you can get them involved in the Healthy Rewards, the additional member discounts, it's almost like every one of those you get them involved with. We're giving them an additional hug, right? We're wrapping our tentacles around that account. It's great for retention. So if we do go up 6 or 7%, 8% next year, and they find something for $3 or $4 less a month, they're not switching because they're so engaged with us at a different level. Gang, we don't operate just in the black and white. We operate in the gray. You're going to see that here on the next couple slides with our 4-tier rating structure, which is great. There's going to be some folks that you can't get issued with other carriers, but because of our robust history in health insurance, we feel we've got the underwriters, we've got the claims experiences to offset some of that stuff. We feel very confident that we're underwriting these plans correctly. And then there's no application fees. I said this in Virginia a couple of weeks ago. I didn't think it was a big deal until the agents were raising their hands saying, yeah, Doug, it is a big deal. A lot of your competitors are still charging application fees. It's just another sale that they have to make. So they're very appreciative that we don't have application fees anymore. Here's a highlight, kind of an overview. Yep.
Sorry, I just wanted to, you know, I don't want to jump in because we're on a roll with it, but is there, you know, gym memberships, we hear it all the time. Was it additional benefits or anything for Medicare supplements? Is there anything like Silver and Fit, Silver Sneakers? Is there that kind of benefit for a gym membership, you know, a discount on a membership or anything? Is that included or something with their subs?
Yeah, there is. So I defer you into the product availability. So we do Silver and Fit and Active and Fit. Now there's an additional $25 cost for that. We used to embed that into the premium in years past, but what we've done is, unfortunately, utilization's been really, really low. I know from a sales perspective, everyone wants the gym membership, but to be honest with you, industry-wide utilization is less than 2%. So we're saying to ourselves, hey, why should 98% of the people pay for something only 2% used? So we've carved that out, and we do charge a $25 fee for that for folks that are interested.
Yeah, I 100% agree. You know, the biggest thing I hear is that they want to make sure it's available, but the percentage that people actually use it, I mean, it's minimal, like you said. But just having the fact that you have it available, that you can get it, is another selling point that people like to have. They like to be able to know that, oh yeah, I can have that if I'd like.
For sure. And just, I always just say, defer back to product availability, see whether it's Active and Fit or Silver and Fit. It's in different markets. So we've got different negotiations between those organizations, depending on what market you live in.
Gotcha.
So appreciate that, Don. Yeah, appreciate the question. I know if you're asking it, a lot of folks are thinking about it out there as well. Here's just an example of our underwriting multi-rate class tier structure that's available out there. Gang, yes, no application will drive them to the tier that they should be in. We got to make sure that we're capturing the information, we're capturing the premium for the risk, right? So this is where we do operate in the gray. We've got preferred, standard, standard 2, and standard 3. I see a lot of counter offers that go out there that would ordinarily be declined by other carriers. So we do have some flexibility in there, and you're going to see that here in this slide. Here's some accepted health conditions for standard 2 and standard 3. A lot of these health conditions, again, I've got 32 years experience in this industry. First 17 years were in your shoes, walking as an agency owner, 30-something agents under me. So I understand agents would just maybe go right to a Medicare Advantage plan if they had somebody with dementia. right? Or somebody, pending, with some of these issues that you see here. We want to take a look at that. We've got a lot of experience in underwriting internationally, so we feel that we very confident that we can issue this stuff. Now, if someone has, 3 or 4 of these, that's going to be obviously something that would be a concern. Our underwriters, they haven't quite shared it with me, but they've got a point system that they utilize. That the risk, it develops a point system, and once it exceeds a certain point, at that point it becomes a decline. I will say we've done some overturns, so we do have a great appeals process in place as well. So if there's bad information in a doctor's report or whatever it may be, we've got some great appeals processing that's out there as well. So we're willing to look at that. Very proud of this next chart. This is really kind of where the rubber meets the road, right? And I spent 13 years at Humana. Humana does a great job here as well. This is kind of our rate increases. Our average rate increases have been relatively low industry-wide. I mean, we're seeing, I love every one of these carriers. They're all great carriers, all great companies. None of them I would be apprehensive to be insured by, but I will tell you, we're all friends too. Take for instance, Mutual of Omaha. Mutual of Omaha is having huge rate increases in different markets. And they're saying, hey, we're going to push this rate 30, 40%. We're going to expect the competitors to come back to us. That's how confident they are. In a sense, we're still going to give rate increase based on claims experience, right? So if we don't have to give those big rate increases, we surely won't. And this is just lends to the credibility of the carriers that you represent. So we talked about, MedSup or MedSup strategy, our evolution from Cigna going into HealthSpring. Let's look at our hospital indemnity plan. Don asked me to talk about hospital indemnity, especially on the eve of AEP. We know this is going to be a super, super popular plan. I told you earlier, we've quadrupled our sales since we've refreshed this product. We know as an organization, if we're going to do a product refresh, and we're going to spend the time, the money, the investment to do so, that we got to compete with the standard bearer in this industry. We know there's a standard bearer in the hospital indemnity industry, and it's called GTL. GTL is a smaller regional carrier based out of Glenview, Illinois. Very, very good at what they do from a hospital indemnity standpoint. They own 62% of the market. So if we're going to put a product out that's going to compete with them, we got to make sure that we got some bullets over and above. So I'll talk to you guys about that. But our HI product, we're one of 2 carriers in the country that offer both HI and Medicare Advantage under the same umbrella. So that's always a nice selling point for us as well, Aetna being the other one. So it's really nice that we have that flexibility that's out there. So just some statistics with HI. I always say it's our opportunity to evoke an emotion and provide a solution, right? So we do sell on statistics. I'm a father of 3 boys, all playing sports at a super high level. You can imagine what I went through growing up with these kids, right? So a lot of ER visits, hospital stays, surgeries, the whole bit. I've done it all, right? So I've been impacted by these things. I think most importantly are those statistics on the left-hand side. So as you guys are out there visiting with folks, know that 70% of Americans right now can't afford an unexpected healthcare cost of $1,000, right? It's upon us to do our due diligence to uncover these exposures, make sure we're addressing that and providing a solution to fill that gap. 1 in 3 adults skip medically necessary treatment due to affordability, right? I mean, those numbers are staggering. About 45% of us say they've had to use all their savings to pay for that unexpected healthcare cost. These are folks that you're seeing every single day, right? So we want to make sure that you're equipped with the products to help fill those gaps for these folks, and our hospital indemnity is going to be a good one. So let's take a look at some of our product highlights, something that separates us from the competition and the GTLs of the world. The first one is going to be our issue age. Our issue age, simple, affordable, predictable. You're going to see this with a lot of our products, 18 to 89, pretty commonplace out there. So where a lot of our competitors don't issue to the younger folks. So this is great for folks that are doing the ACA plans and they're just trying to, build policies and build programs to help these folks. So we've got a wide age band. Our guaranteed issue is 64 to 70. We see some of our competition there as well. Simplified underwriting for all other ages. Rates do not increase with age. They don't increase with the amount of times you use it as well. We pay 100% for observation room. So they'll code, you'll get someone that goes into the hospital, they'll be in there for an overnight stay. It's coded as observation room, but it's not necessarily coded as a overnight stay. As a result, we're still going to pay 100% of that hospital confinement chosen for that. Something that will separate us from a lot of the competition, worldwide coverage. So I was on a panel in Michigan not too long ago with some of the big carriers, the GTLs, the Blue Cross, the Aetnas. That was a big standalone for us, right? So everybody was pretty excited about that worldwide coverage. We're guaranteed renewable for lifetime. And another thing that separates us, which is not a bullet on here, is our pre-X. We do a 3-month pre-X, a look back period for pre-existing. Our competitors are doing a 6-month for pre-X, right? So those are just some bullets that, you know, as you're selling against some of these other carriers, or if you're looking at other carriers, that we kind of do we do stand out from the competition. Here's our 3 products that we offer. I would say about 75% of what we're selling is going to be our choice core plan. So we have the core, the preferred, and the premier. Obviously, the higher you go, the more bells and whistles you're adding, the more cost that's being associated with the plan. Our guaranteed issue is in that green, right? So that's the one for folks that are new to this space or writing a lot of Medicare Advantage. That's the one that a lot of folks will focus on, which is the core plan guaranteed issue. If you got folks that want some additional stuff, additional coverage like ambulance, air, ground, and water, skilled nursing, things of that nature, now we start getting up into some additional costs associated, and therefore we got to underwrite. So I would focus on our choice core plan. Seems to be the most popular one that we write as well. This is pretty cool. Every time I open this slide, we got new states that have been evolving, right? So I'm not sure what's going on with New Mexico and Montana. Little bit of an outlier for us. Those Department of Insurances are taking a little bit longer for approval of our product, but we're approved in all the blue states that you see there. So that's really exciting. We've got a pretty robust map for our hospital indemnity plan. And then lastly, I just want to give you an example of a couple rates here. I don't ever make light of premium dollar, but when you're selling Medicare Advantage plans, most of those plans are 0 premium. They're an enrollment, not necessarily a sale. It doesn't take Zig Ziglar to sell a Medicare Advantage plan. So if you can pivot and cross-sell right into a hospital indemnity plan at time of sale, now's where you're separating yourself from the competition, right? So we got top MA agents that they're going to write 60, 70% of folks on an HI plan too. They're maximizing their at-bat, they're penetrating the household with additional product, and you're addressing a huge gap in that Medicare Advantage plan, which is that hospital copay. So here's Susan, age 65. She's got the choice core plan, guaranteed issue, $300 a day, 5 days, right? So this would be tailor-made based on what her hospital copayment would be. Her monthly premium, $22.60, right? So you put that on top of a 0 premium plan. Now you've got some good coverage. You've addressed a concern that she might have had, if she does end up hospitalized, she does have proper coverage in play for it. All right, so that's the first one. And then the second one is John, 42. John's in an underage product. We want to make sure that he's got proper coverage in play to address the hospitalization. Here's choosing the Choice Premier Plan, $1,000 a day. We're looking at $36 a month for premium. So again, not making light of premium, but very affordable for a lot of folks that you're talking to out there on a day-to-day. And we think this is going to be a good fit for a lot of folks out there. All right, gang. So went over the hospital indemnity. Let's address our dental, vision, and hearing. DVH, and I know we're going pretty quickly through this, but DVH, again, from a historical standpoint, has been our probably most successful product we've had in our portfolio. Real testament to agents like yourself. Great thing about this product, 4 or 5 years ago when we built it for agents by agents. So we brought in some of the top dental agents in the country, said, help us build a product simple, affordable, predictable, and gang, they nailed it. And a real testament to the sales that have been out there on this plan. Cool thing about dental, vision, and hearing, it's the most requested supplemental health product on the market, right? So I always say, listen, don't wait for them to request this, right? Just ask. Ask every single person you meet with about dental, vision, hearing. Even if they have a Medicare Advantage plan, a lot of Medicare Advantage plans, they have dental in there, but it's not worth the paper they're written on because the network's so bad. So you want to make sure that you're talking to every single person you know about dental, vision, and hearing. We've got great reach with this product, right? So we're in 45 different states. We've just actually launched into Virginia at 46 states now with this product. And then we've got market leading commissions for all of our partners on this product. I'll let you guys talk with Don and team about your individual commissions, but I can talk to you just about street. Our street commission on this product is 55% with an average premium of around $700. So put that in perspective, right, on what you would make on top of maybe pivoting and cross-selling from a med sup. So it's really, really good, these plans that are out there. Just some additional statistics that I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on. I want to go over product availability. So we've got 2 iterations of this product. You'll find in our product availability chart which ones are available to you in different markets. Don't ask me why. Washington State has just been a super challenge for us with DOI approval. It's been sitting there for 4 or 5 years now, waiting on approval for them. But we're available in all those other states that you see. New Mexico's been slow. Again, that Northeast quadrant's gonna be very tough for us. But this is a product that we're very, very confident with in the marketplace. A lot of folks are doing phone sales with this product. There's a lot of different ways to sell it online. You can do pearls from an email, that direct link into this product. So if you got folks that are out of state, you can shoot emails to them with a pearl link to it. They can enroll right online, and you can get commission for it and credit for it as well. So a lot of cool stuff with our dental plan. Here's just some of our benefits: no application fee, no annual policy fee, unisex unit tobacco rate, simple, affordable, predictable. We only use 2 age bands, 18 to 49, 50 to 89. So real easy for you to learn this product, guaranteed renewable for lifetime. We write it on a lot of different chassis, as you can see there. But really what separates us from a lot of the competition is that Policy Max, right? Policy Max, $5,000. We know we're seeing some of the competition come back to us there right now, but I can tell you we were the first ones to go to that $5,000 Policy Max, and I'll show you on another slide, but 74% of what we sell is at that dollar amount. So that's the bang for the buck. That's the real value for the consumer. We've got plenty of deductible options so that you can tailor make this product to meet the individual needs of the consumer, so they feel comfortable with premium and comfortable with the benefit as well. No medical underwriting. Gang, we write this on a PPO platform so the customer can toggle both in and out of network. Obviously, if they stay in network, they get all those pre-negotiated rates that we have. We use the Carrington Dental Max network. It's extremely extensive. I'm being told it's closer to 100,000 dentists in network right now. Again, I live in a small resort town in South Carolina. I pop my zip code in there. I've got like 60, 70 dentists to choose from. So plenty of folks that are out there. If I'm you guys as agents, I'm putting my marketing hat on right here and say, okay, I got all these dentists in network. Why don't I identify 8 to 10 dentists that are in the communities in which I work and live, right? Create what I call a dental swarm. Go out there and visit these offices. Talk to the gatekeepers. Those are generally the women that work there at the front desk. Hi, my name's Doug Bradt. I represent Cigna. They've got an exciting new dental plan that's in play here. If you got folks that are coming into the office that don't have proper coverage or any coverage at all, we'd love an opportunity to chat with them, right? So by creating that ongoing communication, whether you're stopping in there maybe every other month, every month, whatever it may be, just to say hello, replenish some brochures. This is a great way to develop a nice referral network as well. All right, so let's look at where we've had our success on this product. I mentioned earlier, our average annual premium is around $710. Our deductible option, we've got multiple deductible options, but we're pretty split, right? First dollar coverage at $0 and $100 deductible. You can see that there. Coverage type is skewed. I want to tell you this, we do sell this product a lot through our call centers as well. So call centers have a tendency to work more in the individual market than they would work in the group setting or a family setting. So they do skew these numbers just a tad. And you'll see there, 74% of what we sold last year has been at a $5,000 Policy Max. When you spreadsheet this product as an agent, you're going to see that's the bang for the buck, right? I'm not a big, coffee guy, but I can tell you for a cup of coffee, the difference between, $1,500 and $5,000 is about a cup of coffee a month, right? So that's going to be the difference, and I'll show you that here in some rate examples. let's skip this one because this is being eliminated in all those blue states. But here's the example of the rate, right? So here's a pretty standard 69-year-old male, falls in that second age bracket, 50 to 89, $1,500 policy max with a $100 deductible, around $39 a month. Compare that to the 5,000 with a $100 deductible, around $46 a month, right? So for $7 a month more, you're getting way more bang for your buck for the consumer. This is why this is the vast majority of what we're selling out there in the marketplace. I think as you guys are selling this product, you'll see that as well. I'm not going to touch on this because Don, you know, if you guys have some questions on short-term care, I encourage you guys to look at this product at Cigna for brokers. But one thing I wanted to touch on before I let everyone go is going to be our incentive program at Cigna. So our incentive program is called our Wincentives, right? We want you to adapt Cigna in your everyday sales culture. We want to reward and recognize you guys from doing that. With my partners, I see these checks that are going out all the time, well into the $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So you can imagine the volume that these agents are writing, but they've really adapted Cigna into their everyday sales culture. We're kind of their go-to for med sup and sup health products. We're going to pay a $100 bonus on every application that you write each month for Medicare Supplement Plans F, G, and N, and Open Enrollment Plan N. That's going to be in all those states that you see listed there. Now there's going to be retro. We do a minimum of 4 applications a month. So if you do 4, you get $400. If you do 10, you get $1,000. Right? If you do 3, you don't get anything but the commission. So that's where we're at in the incentive program. We do want to grow in Kansas, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Texas. So as we see our competitors pulling out of different markets, we've identified those as absolute targeted growth states for us. So we've upped the bonus to $150 in those markets. Same retro on the applications, retroactive to the applications with a minimum of 4. And then we're going to do $25 for each sup health product that you guys write, with a minimum of 5 applications. So gang, we want to reward and recognize you. We want to give you some additional cash for utilizing us on a day-to-day basis. And that's not the only way we do it. We also do it through our trip rewards, right? So we know it's super important in this industry. Agent reward and recognition is very important to us. It's critical to our success. The great thing about us in this organization, a lot of us have worked in the marketplace. We understand the importance of it as well. So we want to make sure that we're providing you kind of world-class opportunity to go to different places ordinarily maybe you wouldn't have gone to. Last year we were in Napa Valley, just a first-class trip to the Montage in Healdsburg. Prior to that we were in Monaco. The year prior to that we were in Hawaii and Maui, staying at Kapalua 5-star resort. Just great things that we're putting out there. This year we're in process right now of vetting locations. So I know our team is actively out there vetting different locations so that we can announce what we're doing for the next couple months for our rewards trip. So having said that, Don, I know I promised 35 minutes. I went 2 minutes maybe over and above. But, just kind of on behalf of Cigna, I wish everybody a fantastic AEP. How can we help? And also, I'm here to answer any questions that you might have from a product perspective as well.
No, Doug, this presentation was very well put together. I mean, you went through each piece. I mean, each product that we really wanted to hit on. I appreciate your time coming out. I mean, I didn't see a lot of questions because you were very thorough with it. So everybody on the webinar today, you can call us here at AIM, or we're going to be reaching out after the webinar today and tomorrow to give you guys a call. If you have any questions, we can reach out then. Doug, I tell you what, with the bonuses too, I mean, Cigna, we're getting a lot of supplements. I mean, in other products, if you don't cross-sell in some of the things, if you have advantage plans, you're missing a boat for yourself for commissions and fill in the gaps for clients. It's a must to do, I mean, on 2 parts.
Absolutely. We want to be your go-to for that cross-sell. We really feel like we got the portfolio to do as well. And I'd be remiss, just so you guys know, anyone not contracted, please go to Don and team, get contracted with Cigna. We do have 2 separate contracts, so that's always a little bit confusing for folks. Even if you're contracted on the Medicare Advantage You are not contracted to sell these products, so it is a separate contract. So Don, you know where to get me if you got any questions on contracting. If we got to get anything pushed through, you let us know. But now's the time. Let's get you contracted before AEP.
Amen to that. Thank you very much again, Doug. Again, thanks everyone for joining us today. Doug, I'll get with you if we have any questions that I can't answer. Doug's always there to help us, guys. So if you have something that I can't do, I'm going to actually get to Doug and we'll figure it out. So thanks again, everyone. Have a great day.
Fantastic. Thank you. Enjoy your AEP. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.